Good morning, class. Today I'm going over chapter 14, marketing. Now, first, let's ask, what is marketing? Well, marketing establishes and reinforces a brand. It's usually promoting, selling, or distributing a product or service from a particular company. And it also helps to bridge the gap between a client and its audience. And marketing will often include some kind of advertising campaign. Often it's going to be multiple campaigns that are helping to bring about brand awareness and improve any sort of awareness within a particular market. Now, a brand versus a campaign. A brand is going to be a permanent part of an organization. It defines how a company acts. A campaign is more short term. It's usually focused more on something that is within the brand, but it's going to be maybe a new promotional item or maybe something else that's happening right now with the company. A brand is going to be more overarching, and it's going to include a mission statement or specific concepts about a company's core values. Now, marketing campaigns can help develop a brand identity or reinforce the personality or emotion of a corporation. A campaign's purpose is usually to promote a product or maybe a cause. If there's an upcoming sale or a particular like for nonprofits, whenever they have fundraisers coming up, that kind of thing. Or maybe there's another key part of a business you want to emphasize with the target audience. That's going to be part of a marketing campaign. Now, there are tons of different kinds of campaigns. They can range from user generated to direct mailers. You can have social media campaigns, or you can have old school print campaigns. There are a lot of different approaches you can take, but let's take a look at a few more areas of interest within campaigns. So, marketing platforms and tools can help you specifically target a particular market or audience. With email blasts, they have opt in email usually available with, especially with retailers, but also with other kinds of companies where you can say, yes, I want to receive a regular subscription from your blog, or I want to see more coupons from this company. Usually, when you're writing, as with anything else, you want to avoid any vague terms. With this particular example from Macy's, they are specifying you can get an extra 15% off if you confirm that this is your email address. So it's very to the point. They highlight everything that they think is important in here, like the title and the extra 15% off and the button you're supposed to click, all with the same shade of red that is specific to the Macy's star and brand. So we're brand centric and still to the point. Now, one sheet mailers can vary. This one is focused on talking about a particular therapist, and it's very similar to other platforms in that it has a title, and then you have your key points in the body, and then you have a call to action in the conclusion at the bottom, which is, of course, to contact them via phone or email. Now, one sheet mailers will also be very similar to anything that you'll see usually for a traditional print, except the body section will either be very small or almost non existent. And of course, the layout will vary depending on what kind of magazine it is, or if you have a print ad in a newspaper or some other format. Now, brochures give you a bit more space. They are focused a little more on that headline, body, and closing format. You're looking to inspire your audience to take action with any of these tools, really. But with this one in particular, you're focusing first on getting their attention with the first page, with the front of the brochure. And usually you'll include a title, maybe a company logo. In this case, they also decorated the brochure with a pattern that goes across the entire brochure. And that pattern helps to lead the eye and help the audience want to hopefully open it up, or at least be curious enough to look at it a little longer. And of course, there is a call to action to get in touch. There's a QR code on the back as well. And the inside flap and inside area of a brochure would contain the body and any key subheadings you would need. And also, of course, you want to make sure when you're writing these paragraphs that they aren't super long. You want them to be maybe 2 or 3 sentences, or a series of brief bulleted messages. Now here's another example of a brochure so you can see the inside. Now they did the same thing where they had that kind of overarching pattern and company logo, title, and a back page with the call to action via the information about where the company is located and its telephone and email address and web address as well. As you can see on the inside, they decided to go with some subheadings. Often you'll find brochures include a subheading with brief body paragraphs. In this case, they used a combination of the paragraph and bullet form. And then of course, the inside flap also has that subheading and paragraph with relevant graphics. Whenever you're writing copy for any campaign, you have to understand the audience's needs. You want to explain how the client is going to satisfy the audience's needs and listen to what it is they want. So you're keeping that idea of your target audience example in mind while still fulfilling the needs of a client, whether you're an in-house marketing person or someone who works in a larger advertising or marketing organization, and you work, or even if you work freelance, you're working as a go-between for your client and the audience. And one of the things you want to do when you're trying to understand what it is your audience wants, think about the benefits and features of the product or service you're advertising. What are the qualities your audience member might find useful? Maybe they want a camera with a better sensor in it. Maybe they are looking for something that fits in their hand a little better. So sit and ask yourself, what's important about this? Why is this important? And of course, any copywriting should end with a call to action. You want to tell readers how they can use your information, align it with your client's goals, look at the tone of voice. What kind of brand specific information do you have? Is there something about this product that some of the pre-research audiences liked a little more compared to the competition or maybe compared to previous models. You want to think about how the audience should feel about this product or service. What can you do to entice them? What can you do to make them like this a bit more? Now, all that being said, you always want to keep it simple and stay on brand. One of the easiest ways to stay on brand is to have a brand dictionary or word bank available. And of course, make sure you keep your example target audience in mind, personify your audience. Think about this one person who is a school teacher, maybe for a particular high school in a certain area. What do they want out of their school supplies or whatever it is that you're selling? And of course, as with anything else, you also want to edit, edit, and edit again. Think about what you're writing, write it down, get something out there, and then come back to it later and review it and do it again. You want to look at it and say, would I buy this? Is this something I would want for myself if I were a member of this target audience? And of course, you're still balancing your client's wishes along with the audience's expectations. You want to look at some way to keep a simple and practical message balanced with a more creative approach. You might balance it by maybe building on something that someone else has done before, or you want to perhaps keep something, maybe you've looked at it and based on your research, you see that people are gravitating toward a particular use for your product that you didn't consider before. That might be something to keep in mind when you're looking at developing a new creative strategy to market this particular product. So you're either adapting or innovating normally for a campaign. Whenever you adapt something, you're improving, you're looking to improve on it. You want to maybe see what's working for other people in your field, tweak that a little bit and make it your own, make it unique to your particular product or services brand. An example would be back in the 80s, Duracell had a commercial with a bunch of drummers, and all of the little toy drummers would fall over except for the one with the Duracell battery. Well, Energizer came along and said, everybody's already seen this commercial. We're going to take it up a notch and we're going to create an Energizer drummer bunny who is going to run over the Duracell drummer and be louder and bigger and better. So that was an example of adapting an existing campaign and making it into one specifically for Energizer. And of course, you can develop new ideas. There are always different approaches you can take or change from something that already exists. Maybe it works in, you notice that your clients are people who walk around in a particular area and maybe they would react to a large art piece related to your product. There was one example where a paper towel company made an installation of giant fake paper towels cleaning up a spill in an area. Or another one that's a little philanthropic as well is the Dawn dish liquid. They try to prove how their their liquid is better than everyone else's with different commercials and things, but one in particular is where they advertised that their product was used to help clean marine life affect and other animals affected by an oil spill. So they were showing that not only do we care, but we are also gentle enough for these people to use on animals, and we're able to, but still strong enough to clean off all the oil. And of course, you do want to maintain strategic relevance. So creativity for creativity's sake isn't necessarily a good thing. There, I don't know if you've heard me mention it before, but there was a Super Bowl ad that had a hamster in it and it was being shot out of a cannon. Well, that hamster in a cannon thing, which obviously they didn't really do that with an animal, but they made a creative choice, but it was a creative choice that wasn't related enough to their product for the audience to remember why this happened. So in the other examples listed here with the paper towels cleaning a spill or Dawn Dawn liquid cleaning oil off of animals, those both are creative, yet they still relate to the product being advertised in a way so you can actually remember what it is the product advertised is supposed to do. And of course, whenever you come up with a marketing campaign, you want to have some kind of tagline, make sure it is still on brand, but also is related to whatever your currently advertised product or service is within that brand. Now, the creative pyramid may seem very similar to the inverted pyramid style. You're starting out with awareness. You want to engage the audience, create a headline, something catchy that will get their attention. And then your interest and credibility areas are where you're building up the background, any additional information your audience needs or may want to know, something that can help them help build credibility for your product and develop that bridge between the product or service and your target audience. And part of how you can do that, of course, is by adding credibility with valuable information, probably testimonials or some other way of establishing, hey, this is for real. This isn't a hoax or any sort of BS. You want something that is going to hold their attention while still proving that your product is worthy. And your desire is where you're showing the benefit to the readers. You're saying, hey, not only am I showing you a product that's awesome and has all of this excellent information in it, but look at how great it will be for you if you use this product. And then the action, of course, is at the end, you're calling the audience to action. You want them to call that phone number, to email you, to go to that website, to visit that store for this particular sale. Whatever the action is, make sure that you write it out simply and in a very direct way. Now, here are a few creative marketing examples. Okay, so this was an ad for the iPhone XS. They're showing this person using the phone, shooting video, taking pictures. They want to show people that you can actually create good art on it, and that it's something that it's a product that you can have in your hand at any time and shoot video and do all of these cool things with it. And as you can see, he's actually using, well, they're using the upright position to shoot the video and take photos. They're looking to reinforce that iPhone, phone in the hand idea instead of shooting it horizontally like you would if you were shooting video for any other medium or purpose. So they're reinforcing that idea of the phone by keeping vertical, by keeping everything vertical. Okay. Now let's take a look at this Cheerios commercial. So Cheerios has a little more going on. They start out by having their yellow Cheerio truck come in, and they also have a little sign on the side here. You can see they're in some area of Chicago. And they have verbiage on the bottom, of course, talking about their initiative to help families get food. Now, if you look at this, you can see they reinforce the Cheerios yellow by having its complementary color on most of the people in the video. They have, and of course, having yellow everywhere too, and the Cheerio boxes. They're showing kids outside playing, very family positive, and trying to say, hey, this is a part of your healthy breakfast. And not only that, but we're awesome because we're helping people. And even the little toys and things are all the same Cheerio yellow. So we're constantly reinforcing that brand concept with the color scheme, and also, of course, having children eating the Cheerios and wearing that complementary color. And they're in a playground at a school. Okay, last one. So this was actually a campaign created in Australia. They had trouble with people standing too close to their train system whenever the trains would go by, or not paying attention and getting hurt. So they started this campaign called Dumb Ways to Die to say, hey, you know, it's dumb for you to stand so close to a train. Like, you wouldn't do all these other crazy things. And it's really clever the way they use these like cute little animations and have a catchy little song. Now, this PSA was reinforced by lots of billboards, and especially around the train stations. They had them on actually on the platforms as well. And from what I've read, it was actually pretty successful. And this little animated video became fairly popular as well. because you see all these cute little characters singing this really kind of morbid song, and they really took off over there.
Keep a rattlesnake as a pet. Sell both your kidneys on the internet. Eat a tube of super glue. I wonder, what's this red button do? Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dress up like a moose during hunting season. Disturb a nest of wasps for no good reason. Stand on the edge of a train station platform.
And there we go. There's the clincher.
Crossing, run across the tracks between the platforms. They may not rhyme, but
So these are, this whole 2:30, the majority of the video is really leading up to the idea of, hey, these are these really dumb things that you wouldn't do. So why would you cross the platform?
A message from Metro.
And there we go. Now, a quick review of your homework. Again, the Chapter 14 marketing quiz is due Wednesday, December 1st. The marketing quiz is just key terms. I mean, go in, get it done, it'll be good. Friday, your PR advertising project is due. I'll make another video reviewing that again for you in case you have any questions. And Friday, December 10th, so the end of finals week, your LinkedIn and resume project is due, as well as any optional rewrites you would like to turn in. All right, well, that's it. I will see you guys in class. Bye.